Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived. Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived. Emergency. Queen's Quest
Down to the queens.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody inside and outside of the gender spectrum, and welcome back to Stardom Quest Gold, the best weekly Stardom and Marigold podcast anywhere in the world. I am, as always, Alex, and I am joined by Dylan. Hi, Dylan.
Yeah, you can't forget that other part. Because I certainly don't. Hi, Alex. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Yeah, I've worked a lot this week. If I'm being honest, I am very tired.
You do be writing and stuff.
Yeah, a lot. And then I helped a friend of mine with an essay. After work, 2 days. I don't want to see words no more.
That's fair. Okay.
At least for a few days.
All right. Well, this is brought to you by the 5-Star Network. Head on over to the 5-Star Network.co for all of the latest articles and podcasts from the wonderful world of pro wrestling. And also head over to the 5-Star Network YouTube channel, which is where this and other shows go up, like the No Limit Wrestling Show.
Yeah, which we are planning on doing. What day did you say you're gonna do it? You're cool to do it? Was it
Monday?
Monday? Yeah, we're gonna do that next Monday. This on Monday. I don't know if it'll be live. It probably won't be at this point because I just don't really feel like doing it
There will
live, frankly.
definitely, yeah, like we'll definitely need to edit that at some point, I think. So
Maybe, but also I'm looking at it. It's like I'm thinking about it the way we're kind of planning on doing it, which we have not communicated very well to you guys. But basically, and this is to everybody listening as well, in case you want to check it out. Basically, the idea is we are going to give both teams, and by both teams I mean me and Xavi and you and Scott, like 5 minutes to like privately discuss what you want to do in the draft um, on air while we like take our headphones off or you take your headphones off or whatever. And I'm thinking it's like, how the fuck is that going to actually work? Um, and we don't know, but we'll figure it out.
okay.
And yeah, just like things
I
like
don't
that where I'm just like, I don't know how we're going
I
to do
don't know
this.
much about this draft. It's a tag team draft.
It's an
So
all-time tag team draft.
okay,
Yes.
so like, do I pick a team and then Scott picks a team, or
No,
do
you
me
guys
and
have
Scott
to agree. You have to come to an agreement on
okay?
each of your draft picks, which is
And it's
why
teams, not individuals.
no, or yeah. No, you're right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
basically, you know, if me and Xavi, for example, wanted to pick Deuce and Domino as our number one draft pick,
Mm-hmm.
we would both have to come to an agreement on that,
Right.
and that might lead to fights, which is the content here.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
and also that's why we're not me and Xavi aren't, and you guys shouldn't because it's against the rules. We're not doing pre-game strategy like beforehand. We have to do it on air. Like that's when you guys get to
Oh
talk about
God.
your draft lists so
That
that it's as chaotic as possible.
okay.
Because it's like you're going to have fucking, a tag team that Scott's never seen before, and Scott is going to have who's the tag team you hate? Two men, and you guys are going to fight about it. Um, and it's going to be great. And this is the beauty of it all.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of like the rundown of the draft that we'll be doing. Um, I'm sure there's other things I forgot,
Probably.
but yeah, like it'll me and Xavi will have it sorted out, and it'll be a lot of fun. I'm
I
really
hope.
excited for it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm quite excited.
All right. Well, look forward to that. For now, you can get your fill of me and Dylan. We're gonna start with Stardom.
Mm.
I think both companies ran Saturday, Sunday, so there's no chronological thing here. Um, as far as Stardom wrestlers outside of Stardom go, the main one is Mina Shirakawa. She is challenging Mariah May for the AW Women's Championship on Winter is Coming. She is likely to lose because they're not going to give the belt to an unsigned wrestler.
It'd be very funny if she won.
It would definitely. But yeah, that's pretty much that. It's nice to see Mina get that big TV match. I imagine she'll sign with AEW sooner rather than later. And she probably will get one of the two belts eventually. But yeah, this time around, she's probably gonna lose. And I would hope it's the best match of the show because nothing else in AEW is really that good at the moment. So kill it, Beans.
Yeah, I think yeah, I don't think that card looked particularly great. Not this isn't an AEW podcast, so we're not going to talk about too much, but it is crazy how they massacred the C2 this year. Like it just feels like it doesn't matter at all. When it's like
Yeah,
that's like the one thing I like about the company, and they just like are telling me, "Oh, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't watch this." It's like, "But I want to. Why are you stop? You're ruining this for me."
it's probably
um
get trounced by NXT most weeks, I guess. Which is incredible, by the way. Like you
yeah.
are losing to like Nikita Lyons promos. Like
You know, I was
wondering why Paul
devastated. I
leaving.
realized I missed a Nunzio match in 2024
Oh
on
yeah, the
NXT a few
ECW
weeks
Arena
ago.
thing. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that was fun.
I'm a big FBI fan.
I
That's not
see.
even a joke. That's not even a joke. I actually do really like the full-blooded Italians.
Okay, and that sounds very on brand. Um, Also in Stardom Wrestlers Outside of Stardom on Sunday, Strong Style Evolved is happening in Long Beach, California. On that show, Mina Shirakawa is taking on Johnny Robbie, my longtime op, Johnny Robbie. Glad to see her back though. She was injured for a long time there, um, which is an interesting
Why is
clash of
she? Wait, what?
styles. What?
Why is she your longtime op?
It just became an in joke because she started to pop up everywhere. She was in like West Coast Pro,
Oh yeah, I
CMLL,
remember.
New
No,
Japan,
yeah.
and I was like,
And you called
"How
her a
did she
plant.
get here?" She spawned from literally nowhere. Like I've never seen this woman before in my life. And so Peps was like, "That is your op," for no reason, and I just kind of play along because I do think she's good as well. Like that's the funny part. But yeah, I haven't seen her since her injury, so I don't know what she's like, but she was pretty good before it, so I'd imagine that'll be a good match. Mina probably wins to just keep her important in the New Japan strong canon. I don't know if that matters ever
She
anymore,
might be
but yeah,
challenging uh Mercedes soon.
they do seem to tease a match a lot, but then I don't know where they would run it unless it's at Dynasty, but I
I
would
think
imagine.
I would not be surprised if Mina won whatever qualifying match got into the dynasty match,
Oh,
and then
maybe
Mina could win that and then challenge Mercedes. And
that
then
would
everybody will be
work.
like, "Oh wow, she just buried Stardom because she doesn't even want to challenge for any other belts."
Yeah, well, that's how it goes.
Yeah,
Speaking of Mercedes, she is defending the Strong Women's Championship against Hazuki. That is the main event, as far as I'm aware. That will probably kick ass. I
I hope
know
Kelly's there.
that would be so good. That would be fantastic. Did Mina got a picture with her recently, and Hazuki was like,
Yeah,
"What? I'm jealous." Yeah, that'll probably be great. I know Mercedes
Kelly
was
actually
like,
just did an interview with what's his name? So she's around. Like
"What's
she
his
isn't in
name?"
hiding. Chris Van Fleet, the guy,
Oh, that
that guy.
dude. Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
chap.
Uh,
Okay.
I feel like certain divas have gone into hiding, but Kelly is not in hiding currently. So
No,
maybe we'll see.
she's gotta do that Rumble comeback. Um, yeah, that match will probably be
I would
great.
pop for that music because hello, hello.
Yes. Okay. I know Mercedes had an interesting year where she didn't look all that good, but the Chris Statlander match was like prime Sasha Banks stuff, so she does appear to be fully back. You put her in there with Hazuki. I feel like
The
that's
Momo
a
match was
recipe
also
for
good.
greatness.
I feel like people undersell that because
Well,
like the
yeah, but
crowd
that's
was
because
really
it's
bad.
Momo. I feel like if you have a good match with Momo Watanabe, that's just like expected.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't
it
know.
should be. But anyway, that'll be great. Mercedes is winning though. There's no way Hazuki's getting that belt.
Yeah.
Um, And that's everything. They haven't actually been up to much, not even on the news front. I know there's a few matches made official for other shows, but obviously we'll talk about that stuff regardless. Seri is apparently doing a play in March, so she might take a little bit of time off there for the play. Um, yeah, that is that for now. Let's see. We have two shows to review. The first was on the 7th of December, if it ever loads, that is. This was the Goddess of Stardom Tag League semi-final show. This is in the Act City Hamamatsu, and they did 572 fans in Block 2 of this hall. So, you know, just putting that out there. In the opener, Tam Nakano and Sayaka Kurara beat Aya Sakura and Yuna Mizumori. Tam obviously got the win for her team over Aya in just under 14 minutes with the Tiger Suplex hold.
Yeah. This was long, so I didn't watch it. That's what happened. Because I obviously I know that like that's becoming like a thing, but I did watch most of both of these shows. But if there was a match that looked long that was not fully necessary for me to watch, I did skip it. I'm sure this was good. I mean, Yuna and I are really, really good. Sakura is good, and Tam is also good typically. So um, I just didn't really feel a need to watch it because there was so many other things on these two shows that I wanted and needed to watch. Um, what happened after after this match though? Very funny.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you on the match. I think it was a little bit long, which I think this show tended to have. I think the matches are a little bit too long more often than not. I thought the wrestling was good though. I mean, I enjoy all four, and I think Tam Nakano is doing really well this year in ring. But yeah, 14 minutes is just a little bit too long. But I think as far as openers go, it kind of carried the energy that you want from your opening match. Um, and yeah, it fed in obviously to kind of the post match, which was the big return of Unagi Sayaka to Stardom. Um, I did not expect that, to say the least. Um, Unagi basically shot on Tam. It was like, you said you'd protect this place, and you are boring now. It is boring. What have you been up to? I'm gonna beat you. And they made that match official for the January 3rd show, which is
You
somewhere in
know,
Tokyo.
Stardom is really fascinating because like they're doing the bad things that everybody hates AEW for doing.
Why?
Like the weird work shoot stuff.
I feel like that's just Unagi though. Like that is literally just
But
all she ever
Tekla
does.
did it. But Tekla also has been doing it with the whole like, oh, I hate all of management because they didn't let me hit them. Um, and they are holding me down. Uh, I know it's not really well,
Yeah, but
actually
you
kind
see,
of
Tekla is awful
bad.
at
Yeah,
this and is influenced by really bad wrestlers. So
also true.
we should disregard that. Everybody else is fine,
Yeah.
mostly.
Well, I don't know. Hazuki even was kind of giving me weird vibes on the next show, which was tied in with Unagi because Unagi was like, "Wait, you're stealing my bit. You're calling people boring. You're boring. I'm not." Uh, ugh. Um, yeah. What the fuck was this, man? I just found this so strange. That Unagi's here now,
This
and
is
that she
this
was
is
like,
them being desperate to draw a number.
Yeah,
That's what it reads as to me. That January 3rd show is Team 200 kg. It is Unagi Sayaka. There'll probably be another outsider, and it is we need to load this up. But we also have Sumo Hall 4 days beforehand. So I think they are just
damn, I
trying
forgot
to get
that's
as
like a
many matches as
4 day
they can.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's asking a lot. It's why last year they basically just said, "All right, Seri Mayu, please save us," because
Hmm.
it is difficult to build up two or
And the
three
death of
things.
DDM.
Yeah, that too. So you're building up two shows worth of matches. It's not really that easy. So I do think they just said, "Look, Unagi is popular. She has history with Tam. They can probably run it as a two-match thing, maybe a three-match thing if they want to. So why not bring her back into the fold?"
I think Unagi Saka should win the red belt.
Okay. No, she probably will win the
Yeah.
match. I think she wins the match, but I don't think she's winning the red belt. So,
You think Tam's plot armor is going into buffer?
yes.
Like you know how randomly Tam just can't stop losing and then she just decides, "Okay, I'm going to use my
Well, Tam
buff."
Tam is a genius. The beauty's in the chase. So, she's got to chase again. So I think, I think that might be where they go. Um, But
I
also,
think she should chase Unagi. That's my point. I think it would
yeah,
be
she
so
will chase
funny.
Unagi, but not for the red belt.
I
Come
think
on
it'd
now.
be no. I think it'd be so funny if they finally ran a outsider wins the red belt angle again, and it was Unagi Sayaka.
You know,
That'd
why
be
not?
hilarious.
She can go to promo, to say the least.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think what's really funny is this
I wonder why
confirms
she
that
didn't
whoever
show
got
up in
her
Marigold.
stacked is on the Marigold side. I was gonna say, Mirai is definitely a nasty piece of work, isn't she? She fell
Wait,
out
what
with
did Mirai
you.
do? Oh yeah.
Well, she had the falling out with you, and I'm just gonna blame her for whatever happened with
Wait, why?
Unagi because whoever got Unagi fired has to be in Marigold, and the only people with enough sway to do
Not
that
necessarily.
are
You know, I
her
actually talked about
and
this.
Utami.
I talked about this with a friend of mine. I talked about this with a friend of mine. That possibly, but also, and this might not be true. I think they've interacted on Twitter and they were fine. But Micah and Unagi used to have beef, and
Hmm.
so I was talking about it. I was like, I wonder if like this will like ruffle those feathers, or if they just see Micah as so whipped by the company that like there's no like she can't leave, she ain't
Oh,
going to
she's
leave.
Seth Freakin to me. Like she and Seth
Exactly.
Freakin are like
So
right there.
exactly. And what if Unagi's like the CM Punk?
I don't think so.
Where it's like Triple H is like, "Yeah, I know you don't like the guy, but tough.
Yeah.
Deal with it."
And
You know what I
Seth
mean?
goes, "All right, boss. All right."
Exactly. And I think that might be Micah here. And this is an assumption. I will also say Utami likes to take pictures with every independent women's wrestler in Japan. It's crazy she doesn't seem to particularly I haven't seen a picture of her with Unagi.
Yeah,
So I don't
ain't
know.
about that life.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I don't
Like
know. I just think
literally
it's
her,
funny.
she showed up to Marigold and was like, "Hey, I really like this Julia chick. We're homies." And then the second Julia left, she's like, "I also like this bitch who fucking hated her." Like I love Mayuki too. I think that was also very fun. I don't know. It's very funny that Unagi's in Stardom again and not in Marigold
Yes.
because Unagi and Rossi were always very close,
Oh
as
yeah, you
everybody
loved
knows.
her. Yeah, for sure. That's why I think it's funny to blame Mirai. She fell out with you, had the incident with you, left like
You
2 promotions,
know,
3
wait.
promotions, and is now in Marigold. It's like,
Unagi did leave when Mirai showed up.
yeah, I mean, listen,
Like that.
I'm not saying it's definitely Mirai, but I just think it would be really funny if it
Dude,
was Mirai.
dude, Mirai is so fun because she feels like such like a nice person. I don't know her
Hmm.
personally, but like she just seems like a very chill and like sweet and just kind-hearted person. It'd be funny if she had beef with half of the industry, and was like, if you put them in the ring with me, I'm gonna shoot on them.
That's why she can't face
Oh man,
Sareee. That's my headcanon now. They won't let her face Sareee because
it's too
she'll shoot.
dangerous.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Stardom. We had a Red Goddess representative first stage match. Maika and Hanako beat Natsuko Tora and Uraka in 12 minutes when Hanako submit Uraka with the egret submission. I thought this was a good match. I thought Uraka did really well with Hanako down the stretch. I think Maika and Tora squaring off is always kind of cool. They have a lot of heat there, and yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I thought Rock did well.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't think it was. I didn't. You know.
Yeah. Okay. The next match was the Blue Goddess representative match. Hana and Sai Ida beat Starlight Kid and Suzu Suzuki in 10 minutes when Ida got the win with the Ida Bashi over Suzu Suzuki. Surprise result. We didn't have either of these results. We really didn't get this one. But yeah,
Well,
Ida.
yeah. Well, to be fair, on one hand it was hopeful, and on the other hand it was nihilistic.
Yes, that's fair. In fairness, I did say Wingori could simply win, but I would rather FWC. But I did
Yeah.
say Wingori could simply win. Um, But yeah, I think Ida, has that Ida Bashi in her back pocket, and I think Suzu, she can eat a fall. I think she's fine.
Yeah, I don't think they really give a fuck about Suzu. Um, but I like this match. I thought it was fun. I didn't like it as much
Yeah.
as like I saw some people online liked it. I thought it was a bit forgettable ultimately. Especially because I think maybe this. I think this is the problem with Wingori is these two matches they had on this show, um, were repeats of two of their best matches in the tournament, and they
Yeah.
had the best tournament. So it's like this match was a step down from their, you know, second best match, and then the main event was a step down from the best match of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, like as a work rate nerd, so to speak, like they didn't look great coming out of the show because they are too good. They have been too good
Right.
to like continue that momentum, but they got in the next show. So that's I'm not saying that Wing Glory doesn't look good. Obviously, they're great. They're probably the best
Okay.
tag team right now. But I thought that was kind of the hindrance on this match is that I think their first run through of it earlier in the tournament was better.
That is fair. Okay. Our next match was Wakasuyama beating Rian in 10 minutes with the Moonlight Dream. No. The match after that was Azumi Meisera and Miyu Masaki beating Mai Utani, Momokogo, and Matoi Hamabe. Azumi got the win for her team in 12.5 minutes with the numero uno, which is
Oh
just
yeah,
kind of Azumi getting a win over a Mayu team ahead of their IWGP Women's title match at Wrestle Kingdom. Looks
I like
like,
this.
one of the stronger matches on the Wrestle Kingdom.
This is
And
true. Well, no,
yeah,
Well, I mean, yes, because it's
yeah, they're
a
beasts.
great match. Yeah, they're
I'm
awesome.
not
But Wrestle
talking
King,
down Wrestle
yeah, I
Kingdom.
was gonna say
I'm just,
Wrestle Kingdom actually looks good for once.
I'll give New Japan the credit.
All of the badness they just like siphoned over into Wrestle Dynasty
Yeah.
today. It's like you could have
Gabe
put
Kidd
that in
singles match.
goddamn,
You go on the other day.
and that is like the best match on the card. And I think Gabe Kidd is shit, and it's still the like because it's Kenny. It's like, oh yeah, Kenny in Japan, that'll be
It's
cool.
Kenneth. And I
But I'm
respect Kenneth, and I hate
yeah,
men.
exactly,
So.
exactly. But yeah, I watched this match and I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
there was one spot that I wanted to call attention to that I thought was very funny. Miyu was like House of Fire, like she was like getting really into it to the point where her and like Azumi set her up for a tornado DDT, and instead of like doing the like swing through, Miyu just drop kicked her in the face, and Azumi was like, and she just sold it because she's like, well, you kicked me in the head, and Miu's like, oh, oh, my bad. And then she runs away. It was a very funny, like me was just going like, a fucking cannon, and then, I thought that was very funny. This was a fun
Okay.
match. A hot take: Neo Genesis and Stars, good teams.
Yes. There will be more Neo Genesis praise for the 8th.
Yep.
Our next match was the not Oedo Tai, Hate team of Momo Anabe, Konami, Saya Kamatani, Rian, and I'm So
I for,
Disappointed, which is still the most incredible translation ever for Fukigen Death.
which
And
is fascinating because it's just katakana. Like the way you read it is literally Fukigen Des. That's
yeah,
that's the it's in it
isn't
doesn't
that the
matter.
entire purpose of the deaths? It's meant to be
Yes,
like
Des.
disappointment. Yeah.
I am
Oh,
I am upset. Yes.
disappointment. Yeah. So that it checks out. But they beat the God's Eye team of Seri, Saki Kashima, Rani Agami, Hina, and Lady C. Konami choked out Siri in just under 15 minutes with a sleeper hold. And then they made a match official for Dream Queendom. So we got our third big singles match for that show. No, second, because the Kid and Natsupoi wasn't official yet. So that was match number 2 for Sumo Hall.
Yeah. Too much already. That's my take.
Too many singles matches.
Too many
2.
hate singles matches.
That is true.
Um,
We added the third the next day,
yeah,
kind of.
like
But
the one match that they're really hinging on. Oh, and there's Hate Supreme have a tower defense. The
shit,
one
yeah.
match that they're hinging on non-hate is a pairing that I don't particularly love. So that it's great for me. Um, talked about it last week, but Fukigen Death being back is incredible.
Yes,
How the
I
fuck?
missed
I
her.
know she doesn't do much because she doesn't have to, but she tore her ACL like a couple months ago.
That had to be a misdiagnosis. There's no
I
way
would hope.
you wrestle 3
But
months
is
after.
I didn't get to watch either of the Fukigen Death like actual physical aspects of her performances. How much was she wrestling?
Oh, she's back.
Like, is Yonayama
Like,
back?
it works. Yeah, like, I'll talk about it more on the December 8th show, but her and Hina were doing, like, good stuff. So yeah,
That's wild.
she's there.
I mean, I believe it, but that's
Yeah.
dope.
Our next match anyway was the Red Goddess block final. Maika and Hanako beat Hazuki and Koguma when Hanako pinned Koguma in just under 14 minutes with the JP coaster. I thought this was a good match, and I think a lot of credit goes to Koguma. I think she bumped her ass
Mhm.
off for Hanako on just about everything. I think she went out there with the mission to make Hanako look as good as possible. I think it did enhance the match a lot more than the Hanako Hazuki led one a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Hazuki's a very interesting wrestler in that aspect of that's like sometimes she wants to make you look good and sometimes she wants to look good and you should die. Um and I think that might have been partially the issue with or with the Hanako Micah match early in the tournament. And I think Koguma is they're both pretty selfless, her and Hazuki, but I think Koguma is obviously the more selfless of the two. So she's really willing to put you over, and she did that great with Hanako. I thought the beauty of this match was that it was pretty much just FWC doing a paint by numbers FWC match that
Mm.
you know they've done before, and I thought that that worked better than I think the more 50-50 match earlier in the tournament. Also, like I think that was also part of it. Is that if you look at all of like the little like through lines of this match, the little trying to think of the word, but
I have no
uh
idea.
yeah, no,
The
I don't know.
threads, maybe?
No,
No,
it's like the things that happen in this match, like it doesn't matter. It
steps.
really
I
doesn't
don't know.
matter.
Yeah, we get what
I'm
you mean.
I'm I'm gonna get so annoyed when I remember the word. Um, but yeah, the little beats of the match, so to speak. It was all very FWC. You've seen them do it with a million other tag teams, and I think that Hanako and Micah just sort of had to like fill their stuff in, and I think that was good enough to make this a good match. Um, so yeah, I was happy with it. Watching Koguma get beat by Hanako did upset me, uh, but as is life.
All right. The main event then of this show was Hanan and Saida beating Natsupoi and Seri Ano to win the Blue Goddess block. Hanan pinned Seri Ano in just under 13 minutes with the backdrop hold. And yeah, this was good.
Mhm.
Probably should have been better, but I think everybody was holding back because they had to wrestle 3 times across 2 days. So, it was
Yeah,
it
and
was all right.
like I said, I think that their match earlier in the tournament, pro- it was the best match of the tournament overall that I watched at
Yeah,
least. And I only didn't watch like the matches that I heard were either bad or just all right. Um, so I watched all the good matches in the tournament. I still think that Wingori versus Tom and Jerry was the best one in tournament. So I think that probably took away from this a little bit on top of them wrestling twice in one day. And, just I think at a certain point, they kind of started running out of stuff, I think, even though it still was very good the entire time, the entire duration. There, there's not much to do after a certain point. So I really liked it. I think that Ano and Hanan are are strangely one of the best pairings in Stardom right now. Uh, I wouldn't have. That makes no sense to me if you asked me a year ago, because it's like, why? But they just are. They work super well together. And Ida is incredible. And I thought Ida and Natsupoi was a lot of fun. It's insane that Ida hasn't gotten a singles title challenge, like even like a token one on a Korakuen. Uh,
yeah.
because I feel like it would just be an easy, like Natsupoi could just beat her.
You could,
There's
but
no there's no
we
reason
don't
for her not
defend
to.
titles around here, buddy.
That's
Um,
insane. Like what I mean, where I'm starting to realize that it's like, wait a minute, like nothing happens. Nothing's been happening to this company in a while. Uh, but yeah,
Ugly really just put a pause to things. But they kicked it into
or
gear over these two
give
days.
give
In
me
fairness,
Ida versus Meisera for the high speed belt. They ran the Sai match, which was good. Um, but give me Ida against an actual high speed wrestler, please.
maybe. But anyway, on December 8th, we had the final of the Tag League tournament. This was also in Hamamatsu, the same venue, Block 2, once again. This was a sold out 790 fans, which is apparently the second best number in Hamamatsu all year from any company, and the best non-New Japan number of the year. So pretty big success when you look at it from any angle, for
Mhm.
a tag league final, especially. So especially because it was day two of a 2-day thing. Like that's what 1,200, 1,300 people across one weekend. That's really good for Hamamatsu.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Um, the show opened with Hazuki beating Matoi Hamabe in just under 9 minutes with a modified crossface. Yeah, that was just solid. Hazuki is good at what she does. Matoi is in ring. I think Matoi in ring is probably one of their strongest rookies in recent memory. She's not
Definitely,
Yuzuki.
definitely to start. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not Yuzuki, but she's better than Aya. Better than I would say Sayaka Kurara and maybe Rana. Like she's already very
Or are we
comfortable
talking
in the
about
ring.
right now, or are we talking about like them 10
At,
matches
at
in?
the yeah, them 10 matches in.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Matoi's interesting because I think when you watch her as a fan, she's good,
Hmm.
but I've noticed that there are certain things that you could actively see her opponents get annoyed about when
Oh.
she wrestles.
Hmm.
Um, it happened with Azumi the day before this too. Uh, I think Matoi. This is a very random, assessment. I think Matoi would have benefited from being a marvelous rookie because
Right.
there's something about the repetition of movements that she just doesn't have down.
Mm.
For example, after a few drop kicks, because obviously every rookie does the infinite drop kicks gimmick.
Yeah.
Um, she can't do it. Like after a handful of drop kicks, she starts to really struggle to get back up and get another drop kick off. And Hazuki kind of bullied her because she was
Mhm.
like, "No, get up, keep going." It was like she was like running a drill with her and just kind of like pitying her. The same thing happened with Azumi the day before, and Azumi just kind of looked at her and just kind of kicked her because she's like, "You can't get back up." Damn. Um, and maybe I'm getting worked by that, but there was a certain just kind of tinge of like I feel like there's something that doesn't click there. Even though I do think otherwise she's very good. I think her tank might be a bit small is the only thing. But I really liked this match. I thought it was like an interesting one because, like I said, it was 9 minutes of Hazuki really grinding this girl, even when she was on defense. She was really just making her try to figure it out, and I found that interesting. But yeah, uh, I don't know. Little things about Matoya are strange to me or stand out to me.
See,
With that
I
being
just
said, she's
noticed that
very
she
good
doesn't.
still,
I just noticed that she doesn't project. She just sprints to the ring. And does her bow. She really needs
which
to
I think comes
fill
with
the room.
time. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
Rihanna didn't project. Look, Rihanna projected less than Homegirl until like a month ago.
that's
So
true.
same with Komomo Minami. Like I think that's just like a rookie thing that you usually grow out of within a few months.
Yeah, no, you gotta learn that one as you go along. But I do think it's what sets her back currently from being like super hyped. Is she doesn't really project all that much, and she's just
I
kind of
also
solid in the ring.
I also think part of it is that her look isn't as a standout necessarily because like Rana did not project well. She just had a vibe about her.
That's true. That is true.
So like that carried her until she learned how to be a bit more of a of a character. So I think that's also part of it is that she isn't. It'll come with time.
Okay. Our next match was Koguma beating Rana Yagami and Waka Tsukiyama in a three-way match. Koguma pinned Rana in 8.5 minutes with the 120% schoolboy. I think it
Tons
was
of
a
butt stuff.
yeah. I hate Waka
Th-
right now.
there was one spot that I found fascinating. I think Koguma had Rana in like a wheelbarrow, and
Yeah.
then Waka just came in with a hip attack, and it looked
Yes.
gnarly. And I was like, why aren't hip attacks better?
Mm,
Like I don't know. I get that like, oh, it's your butt, huh? But they're really cool. Like when you hit them well.
yeah.
why is this all we get?
I don't know, but all I know is building the entire match around Koguma being like, "I'm a bear and you hit people with your ass. Let's team up," was not ideal. Because when Rana
I
and
will say,
Koguma did wrestle, I think they did really well. But then Waka would come in and do like the least painful looking hip attacks in history, and I was just like, "All right, get out of the ring, Grandma."
I will also say that Koguma rolling her up and then and then shaking her ass and then walking away, really funny. Uh, but
Koguma
yeah, I
naturally funny. Waka
who would have thought?
used to be funny, but not anymore. Sadly, we need to get the Devil Waka back. I think that would be funny, but I think that's
That would
long
be
gone.
funny. But yeah,
Our
I
next,
didn't. I hope everybody knows I didn't actually watch this match minute for minute.
okay,
Uh, because like you'll get mad at me if I said that I watched this one but didn't watch a certain match later. Uh, so I didn't watch this one. I just kind of like buffered through it.
oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Our next match was Natsuko beating Rian in under 5 minutes with a Death Valley Bomb. I really like this. It was just a one-sided mauling. Natsuko just got to reestablish that she's a bad bitch. She got to jaw with Micah and like hit her a little bit while she was seconding. Really just furthered the Natsuko Micah stuff and let Natsuko murder a child without damaging her knees. So really effective, honestly.
Yeah. Ain't it wild that Natsuko's using like Natsuko is the inheritor of Mako's finish, like
Yes,
technically
actually,
from a
yeah. But Mako
yeah.
hasn't used that in a long time. Finish,
She
has she?
still uses it. She just
She
doesn't
does,
usually win
but
with it.
it's the Scorpion Rising now. It's not, that
Well,
was
what
more
she did
Gaia.
was she hit Mika with it, and Mika kicked out, but was like dazed and confused, and then she kicked her in the head. You know, what I mean, like that's what she
Beast.
does.
What a queen.
They're
Um,
renovating in the apartment below me, and it's really bothering me because there's randomly
that,
scraping and
oh,
knocking and shit.
that
Go on.
does sound awful. After the match, then Natsuko Tora was like, "I will face you at Ryogoku Sumo Hall, and you may have something to say if you don't win Tag League or something along those lines." But yeah, basically Natsuko challenged Micah for a singles match, and basically confirmed that Wingori would be winning later in the show.
Yeah,
Um,
strange turn of events, like timeline wise, but whatever.
yeah.
I'm not gonna complain.
Um, Our next match was Momo Abe Roka and Fukigen Death of Hate beating Saki Kashima, Hina, and Lady C of God's Eye. Um, Fukigen rolled up Hina in 7.5 minutes with a roll up. And honestly, I enjoyed this. I think these are three of the best wrestlers Hate has in. Roka is sometimes one of the best, and sometimes she's not. But I think with Momo and Fukigen there to pick up the scraps, she did well.
Mhm.
Um, Also, Fukigen Death is just a treasure. Her trying to big boot Lady C, who is much taller than her, very funny. Her and Hina doing like a roll up exchange and a good finishing stretch, really really good stuff. Just really missed Fukigen. What a great addition to have back.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to jinx it, but if I was Hina, I would have retired by now, man. The amount of times that she's had to lose to Fukigen and then listen to that music,
Yeah, no,
that shit's fucked, man. Like, cause I just saw Hina just sit there as like just like as she's just like this is the 50th time that Fukigen Death has pinned her, and
yeah,
she's just sat there like, what is my life? I am almost 18 years old, and I have lost to a clown 50 times in the past 2 years.
yeah. Pretty interesting, really. But yeah, that was a fun match.
Also, I
And
love
next,
Saki's new gears, both of the
yes,
new
yeah,
ones.
Saki is killing it. Um, The next match then was the return of Taro Okada going, "We have a pay-per-view. We need a heater of a match. Please save us." And so in a 2 out of 3 falls match, the Neo Genesis team of Starlight Kid, Mei Seira, Azumi, Suzu Suzuki, and Miyu Amasaki beat the Cosmic Angels squad of Natsupoi, Suri Ano, Yuna Mizumori, Aya Sakura, and Sayaka Kurara. The first fall saw Kurara pin Amasaki, then Sakura pinned Azumi, and then Starlight Kid got the win for her team with a Black Tiger Leg
What?
Destroyer over
Wait,
Natsupoi.
other way around.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You
Yeah,
you read the
Azumi
black and the
pinned
white, and
Kurara.
yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. that's how it went. So I thought this
Very
was a
good.
great match. I
Yeah.
think both teams are really, really good at what they do. The work rate angels are not called that. Ironically, they are work rate angels. And Neo Genesis obviously are five of the more exciting wrestlers in the company. I think the Kid Poi stuff was really good. I think Aya was really good. I think the Karara Amasaki stuff was really good. Just a great match, honestly.
Yeah. I just saw the picture of Carrara kind of like touching Miyu's shoulder, trying to get her to do the standoff, and Miyu's just like, "Fuck out of here, bitch! The fuck."
Yeah.
Like don't stand in my light, homie. But yeah, I really like this match. I felt like, and this is very Dylan of me to say. I felt like probably my least favorite part was the closing bit, not the closing bit, but the bit with um. Oh yeah, I guess it would be
Golden
the closing bit
Matsuboy.
with Kid and Natsuboy. Yeah, I thought that kind of it slowed it down to their pace, and I don't like their pace because it's fast, but it's not like it's like slow fast. It's weird. Historically don't really love Kid and Natsuboy. I felt that in this match. I'm hoping they prove me wrong at the end of the month, but otherwise, I loved everything about this match. I thought everything was a lot of fun. These teams are great. I will say one of the greatest Taro Okada inventions, undoubtedly, is Neo Genesis because this is a very fun team that is pretty hard to get
Hmm.
wrong. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
the weakest member of your faction is probably Suzu because she doesn't really give a fuck right now, and Suzu was like the best wrestler in the world last year, and like still is a tremendous wrestler. That's a good thing. Like that's pretty insane. Obviously, that's me really talking up Miyu because I think when she's trying, it's more exciting than when Suzu isn't. But like I think this faction is just great, and them against a good team like the work rate angels is lovely.
All right. Um, just news just in. Sareee has won the Tokyo Sports Women's Grand Prix award, um, which is very interesting, honestly.
I
Um,
think Mayu's gonna have to challenge her for it.
maybe. I'm surprised they didn't give it to Micah, honestly. But I
I'm
think
happy they
Sareee has
didn't.
kind of
Sorry,
dominated.
better.
Yeah, no, Saree's unstoppable
This
right now.
is would this be the first time? How, when's the last time a non-stardom won it?
Ooh, I think that was Tsukasa in like 2018, maybe 2017. It was around the time EO left. I think they defaulted to Tsukasa.
I'm checking.
Okay,
Women's Grand
I'll find it.
Prize. Uh, Nanae for Neo. Damn, that's crazy. Um, yeah,
What?
Sukasa.
Neo
That was
ladies?
2010. That was
That is
2010.
absurd.
Yeah, right before she went, right before Stardom started.
Company literally
Um,
died. How are you the Grand
yeah,
Prix winner of a dead
it was.
company?
Yeah, it was tough there in the.
It's
I mean,
absurd.
yeah, because they stopped for a while. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, Sukasa in 2018 is the last time that a non-Stardom wrestler, and before that it was Mako in 2013. Uh,
yeah. EO won it like 4 times, didn't she? 3 or 4
three times
times.
in a row.
Yeah,
Uh, so yeah, for the second time in 10 years, a non-Stardom wrestler has won the Grand Prix or
incredible.
Grand Prize rather.
All right. Our next match on this show was Mai Utani beating Momokogo in 11 minutes with a dragon suplex. It was a really good match. Mai
Yeah.
Utani is awesome. Momokogo is also very good. I thought she
Mhm.
did well in her hope spots. I don't know where this goes. This feels like the third time they've done the Everybody in Stars is peeved with Momokogo thing. And, I guess it gets Mayu a singles match, but hopefully they do something with Komomo coming out of it. Otherwise, it's just like, what was the point of this? Because they spent most of Tag League kind of teasing that there was something going on because Komomo would
Yeah.
lose matches and Mayu was like, what are you doing?
What kind
Um,
of shit, homie?
yeah, so Mayu beating her was obvious, but she did kind of do the post-match thing, and Momokogo was crying. And it's like, all right, if you're gonna elevate her, get to it. Let's do something.
Yeah.
But I have no idea
I
if
I I
they will.
found it I found it very funny that Mayu was just like randomly dancing uh during this match, just kind of like vibing, just chilling. You know what I mean? While Momokogo's fighting for her goddamn life. Mayu's like dancing to people cheering and shit. Like she's just like just like this is insane, bro. Uh like sometimes I just look at Mayu and I'm just like, how? her being the greatest wrestler ever is kind of wild because she's
Yeah,
just is a nerd.
part of the
But this is
appeal.
very fun.
It was, yeah, it was. I mean, if you want your pay-per-view card to look better, just put a Mayu singles on there. It works
Yeah.
out. Um, our next match then was Saya Kamatani and Konami beating Tam Nakano and Seri. Saya got the win over Tam in just under 16 minutes with a Frankensteiner out of nowhere. Did you watch this?
No.
Dylan, this was great. No bullshit. Konami and Suri were just kicking the shit out of each other. Like you missed out. Please watch it.
Yeah, probably.
Please watch it. And tell
I'm
me
not gonna
afterwards that
make any promises.
Konami is still not good. Or that Saya is still not good.
Who would I be? I'd be more willing to tell you that Konami is good.
That's true. That is fair. But I do think Saya
'Cause
and Tam did really well in this match as well. Um,
well, yeah, I'm sure.
yeah. Like I felt like Siri Konami was such a cold match, and then they had this like exchange throughout this match that made me go, okay,
See,
yes,
but
Konami still has it.
there's no trust there. That's the problem. The minute Konami turned on Shuri, she had a match the next weekend and it was very good. And then she had a second match that weekend and it was fucking terrible.
Yeah,
That was a singles
yeah.
match. So it's
But
like I
they
don't
were firmly trying to establish hate at that
Konami
point.
Konami knows how to set up a match and then not give a fuck about the actual match.
That's true.
I mean, this happened with Mirai last year.
I liked that.
I liked the match, but then Konami just like was like, okay, now you could just beat me. I give up. Like halfway through the match, like she's like going hard for 6 minutes, and she was a fucking starfish. Just like, okay, just beat me. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I think to me the Saya Tam stuff was honestly really exciting. I think with every exchange they have, I get more certain, I guess, that they're going to deliver at Sumo Hall. I know some people probably aren't ready to admit that heel Saya isn't as bad as they thought, but I think she's doing really well lately. So I think her and Tam will deliver.
Maybe.
But that's probably the best I'm gonna get from you. So that's okay.
Yeah. All right. I
Oh god,
think
sorry.
I
I'm not
think I'm
dying or
looking at
anything.
that match. I hope you're not dying. I think I'm looking at that match a bit more like I don't know. In a way, I think it's working because I will be rooting for Tam because I really just don't want to see Saya as a world champion. Um, and so I don't know. Like I feel like I just don't trust these hate girlies, frankly. I think that's where I'm at. Um, because it's like I look at the 5-star, right? Saya had a great match against Starlight Kid, and I was
Mhm.
like, okay, maybe we're here. And then the Micah match was I thought was really not good. Um, you know, I mean, for example, I know plenty of people liked it, but I just really just it just it didn't move me whatsoever. It didn't click with me. So it's like I can look at like, you know, her mild hit rate from the field type of thing, you know, and I was like, okay, she's not, you know, incompetent clearly. Saicom has never been incompetent, but I'm not going to put much stock in her uh doing well moving forward because I just don't really I don't trust it because then I will be massively disappointed when her and Tam is stinky. You know what I mean? Um, this was a match I was going to watch. I just didn't have time to. Like
Okay.
clearly, like that. It wasn't. I wasn't a conscientious objector from this match. For you know, tall size hate crimes against the company, or war crimes, not hate crimes. Jesus, that different things.
That's
That was Tessa
incredible.
Blatchard, not this. No, no,
Oh my god.
sorry. But should do that in Stardom. That's where that happened. But no, so this wasn't me like you know not watching it because I didn't necessarily want to. It was just a you know
Okay, that is all right.
got left on the chopping block. But we
Yeah.
can move on.
The main event then was a Goddess of Stardom tag league match. Hanan and Saida beat Maika and Hanako. Saida got the win in 15 and a half minutes with the Take Care over Hanako to win the Goddess of Stardom tag league. Um, I thought this was a really good match. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was really good. I think Ida and Hanako did well in the finishing stretch, which I mean, it's Sai Ida, of course. Um, and there was a part where Micah folded, no, Hanan folded Micah. And I was like, hell yeah, that's a match that they have to do soon. And yeah, I think Micah took a bit of a backseat,
She
which
did.
is something we can probably talk about more if you want to.
Okay, I
But she
noticed this.
definitely,
Fucking Ida's got colored contacts in. So I was like, why does her face look like that? It's because
and
she's
black
got like,
lipstick. She had dark
well,
lipstick
yeah,
as well.
she
'Cause
looks
I've
good.
I've
Don't get
never
me
noticed
wrong.
before. I've never noticed her with dark lipstick.
Uh, Funnily enough, she's used to wear dark lipstick like out and about, just in general. But I
Oh,
don't think she ever regularly wore it in like ring or anything. But
mm,
yeah, because I was like, why is Ida look different? But yeah, she was wearing context.
all right.
Yeah, I thought this match was quite good. I thought that was probably the best Hanako performance I've seen
Mhm.
uh in a long time because I think the Koguma match was more Koguma. I felt more like, oh yeah, Koguma's like trying here, whereas I felt like this was Ida and Hanako clicking. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I felt like they actually like it worked. Uh which was important for Hanako because you need at least a couple people who could do that. Unfortunately for Hanako, she the person she clicks with is the wrestler who clicks with almost everybody in the company. So it's not like she don't look too special. But I did think that she actively looked good here, which was very important because coming into this entire tournament, I thought Hanako looked quite bad. And she finally looked actively good and actively, like a wrestler I want to watch in this match specifically. Uh, but that ultimately comes down to Ida being, one of the best wrestlers in the world this year. Certainly being one of the most, underrated wrestlers in the world this year, just because of how much she's been able to do without being given the reins of anything ever, pretty much. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Um, like look at it. She was put into a death spot in the 5 star where it's like you're gonna have good matches against all these people. Uh, but everybody's gonna have good matches against everybody. It was really hard to shine in Ida's place in that tournament, and she still did it. And I feel like with the new blood tags and with this tag league, Ida's just really Hanan's gotten the opportunities to shine, and she's shined because she's awesome. Ida has not gotten those opportunities, and she is still signed because she is also awesome. And I was very happy with her output, especially in this match, and throughout the year. I'm really happy Wingori won, and yeah.
Now,
Now I get to
Wingori
look forward
makes
to them having a bad match at Dream Queendom.
nah, don't they won't. Wingori made a lot of sense. I think the Tekla angle where she got suspended came because she beat up these two, and you can have them as a babyface team go over Tekla and send her off into the sun, and that makes a lot of sense to me. I thought they would do the long play with FWC getting the belts back, but they instead went with a more short term
There's
of
also
Wingori.
there's also the possibility that Wingori lose and the FWC pick them up early next year.
I think Tekla, the way she talks, it's like
It
she's in the
feels
shop
like she's
window.
gone, but I also don't want to like get my
I
hopes up.
wouldn't say gone, but I don't think she'll be around in January. I think that'll be her trying to like get signed more than anything. So I don't think they would keep the belts on her, for that stretch. And also I think they really like Hanan. I think they're positioning her as maybe not Saya, Tam, Micah tier, but like just below it. I would put her and like Starlight Kid in a very similar sphere with
Mm.
the new bookers. I think they are looking at Hanan as one of their big core pieces for big matches. So I do think they wanted to not only give her this tournament win, which is her second of the year, by the way, 2 tournaments in 1 year, but they'll also want to give her the tag belts and make her like a popular babyface for with the tag belts.
Yeah. I can't be too upset about that.
Yeah,
Wingori's the best team that's not FWC, and Wingori is sometimes more consistent than FWC because I think I trust FWC to have the best tag match in Stardom of the year, but I think I trust Wingori to have a better match with a bad team
yeah.
than I do FWC.
I think they had the best Tekla Momo match as well. Like Wingori versus
Yeah,
them was their best work.
that's what I mean.
So
Is that I think Wingori. While they won't always have the greatest match of the year, even though they have one of them with the Chan Yoda My Sakurai
Yeah,
tag,
yeah, yeah.
they do have a legitimate tag team match of the year candidate in this company, undoubtedly. Uh, while they aren't always going to have those, I do think that like just generally, they can turn chicken shit into chicken salad, and that's kind of been Ida's mo for a while.
Mhm.
So I think it makes sense why that's the case.
Looking past them, Hanako was obviously one of the big stories of Tag League. I think she was pretty much the only story of Tag League. Whether
Yeah.
whether intentional or not, I don't know if this was originally meant to be Xena, maybe. Um, they stuck her with Micah, who is very popular with these audiences. They gave her the very easy gimmick of drink beer and look cool, which again, very easy. They gave her the lion's share of the ring work in a lot of matches. Like there was a conscious effort put into making Hanako into something, and she finally did click. I think in the last two matches, obviously we said Koguma really put it. Koguma put
Mhm.
in a shift to put her over. She looked good. We're here with Ida. I do think her inconsistency stopped her from getting the full benefits of the Micah exposure.
Yeah.
And it's probably a good thing that they did lose, but they definitely put a lot of effort into doing something with Hanako in this tournament.
They also ran
Um,
that big Hash match, which wasn't good, um,
Yes, that too. And she's
unfortunately.
getting she's definitely pinning you on the third. Like she is gonna beat you, no doubt about it. So
She better not beat me. No,
but yeah,
but
I was interested in Hanako. I do think they put a lot into her. I just don't think she's ready yet for it. It's a lot of what Rossi used to do. Like remember when Unagi came in and he had her doing like 30-minute
oh
draws
yeah,
all the time and
it's my
pay-per-view
least
matches.
favorite. It's my least favorite Rossi tendency.
Yeah.
Um,
And they've taken
like
it.
ever. Yeah,
So that's fun.
he couldn't have
But
taken the good one. No, I'm kidding. I'm
yeah.
joking. Yeah, that's just
But that's Stardom. They don't have cards for this weekend, so we're just gonna go straight on to Marigold.
Mm.
One big thing about Marigold wrestlers outside of Marigold is Yuki Minami has been announced for an Ice Ribbon show.
Oh,
So they're
what?
doing she's on Ribbon Mania. So they're doing a big send off for a bunch of the wrestlers who came in from the entertainment industry. It's a 6-woman tag. It's Grizzly Fujitaki, Mayuka Koike, Nanae Furukawa versus Mifu Ishida, Yu Hanaya, and Yuki Minami. Now, I think Mayuka and Yu are both graduating from wrestling, so this is like a send off for them. And Grizzly is leaving, Nanae is leaving, and Mifu Ishida is leaving. So very interesting that a Marigold wrestler is in there with them. Maybe. Um, but yeah, Yuki Minami back in Ice Ribbon for one match only.
So is Ice Ribbon just gonna die?
No, they're still going, apparently.
Huh.
Oh yeah, Yuki Mishiro. She's probably losing to Misa Kagura, but yeah, they'll have Katsu. They
Isn't
also got
wait, but
Ibuki Hoshi
wait,
is
but
back
isn't
already too. Like I know she only
yeah,
had a baby, but they
which
called her
is
back.
but
So
no, she came back like 3 weeks after pregnancy, which is
yeah,
not healthy.
no.
Um, but yeah, no, interesting.
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like everything I hear about Ice Ribbon is so bizarre
Oh yeah,
at every
strange
turn.
company.
Um, but yeah, Yuka Minami's there, so
hmm
we'll see.
Um, Also on that show, so Mio Shirai was meant to wrestle Unagi in a singles match. And it was if Mio loses, she retires. And if Unagi loses, she has to pay Mio money. But that's been changed to a tag match. So it's not a singles match anymore. And the English Icerman account doesn't mention the stipulation. So I wonder if they have walked back Mio Shirai retiring because she is going to lead a mini invasion to Marigold. Because I
I
could
think
definitely see
what's
her, Yuki Mishiro, and Nanae Furukawa showing up at Ota Ward.
I think what's more maybe not more likely, uh, but what's equally likely is that Mia was going to beat Unagi, and then Storm was like, "Yo, Unagi can't lose a singles match 5 days before she
Possibly.
challenges potentially, but
Mhm.
realistically maybe not, beats Tam. Like she can't just lose against Mio Shirai in 2024. So I think that's also a possibility. I don't know. Mio Shirai is a weird cat. I mean, obviously everybody
Yes.
knows that, but I don't know. I feel like she's too prideful to show up in Marigold. Like, I think that's a shoot.
She's been trying to shoot angles there for months.
I know,
Remember
but
she
I
was
think
talking about Julia and everything. Like,
but no, I think that was, like, all her being, like, for real, that she really fucking hates Marigold.
I don't know. I have seen people do worse for money. I mean, Tsukasa showed
Yeah.
up in Marigold. I feel like that alone should say enough. I think there's a chance that Mio Shirai
Yeah, but I
does.
think I think Mio has equal parts beef over the Julia shit and over Kana stuff.
The thing is, I think she would put that aside if it meant that the wrestlers under her got good jobs. I think she would do it
Yeah.
so Yuki Mishiro could get paid, and so Grizzly
Well, they
Fujitake
should
could
pay
get paid.
they should pay fucking Yuki Mishiro regardless. That's all I'm gonna like.
Yeah.
She's really good,
I
but
mean, if they get
yeah, no,
Mifu
I get what you mean.
Ishida, the game has changed, but I'm not so sure
Yes,
on that. Yeah, I do think
is
that's
Mifu
interesting.
leaving too?
Yeah, yeah, she is.
Mm.
So, um,
So
I
like
could
all
see
the
it
good
being more for
wrestlers are leaving.
Mifu.
Like I realized, like I don't watch a ton of Ice Ribbon, but I was like, oh, so like the three wrestlers I do like, okay, cool.
Yeah, the thing
Um,
is, they basically are building around JTO, the Hoshis, and Minami Katsu and Yuri. Like that's kind of where they're at.
that's fair. I mean, those are
Um,
good wrestlers
yeah,
for the most
all
part.
right.
Yeah.
They also book Maria Kuga from Seed, so
Hmm.
and, they've got connections. But anyway, that is that. Um, onto the news then. Earlier today, it was confirmed that Seri Yamaoka will be debuting on the Oat Award show against Mirai. That's a name I had penned in ever since Mai Sakurai got the Iono challenge. It just felt like
Yep.
the only acceptable use of Mirai. And I think given Seri's background as an amateur wrestler, Mirai is probably one of the best people to put in there with her. I think she's got good technical skills.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm interested in that. I'm hoping they release a full video of the public training session that Sari did because that is such an old school thing to do is have a
Hmm.
public training session for your new like that's awesome. And I really want to see all of it. I know they posted a couple clips of it, but I'm assuming Sunny might upload it to the YouTube at some point, ideally, or to the Wrestle Universe since they were also there. It appears. Um, but yeah, I like that match. I think it'll be interesting. Um, Sari seems cool, like from a stylistic standpoint. I think her and Mariah will be a lot of fun. Uh, I imagine it goes the 15.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I think it goes to a draw. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that because we
I
don't really have much to
don't
discuss.
think I don't think she should go over Mariah. I mean, she will
No,
probably go over Mariah later next year, but I don't think she should go
like
over Mariah.
this whole thing with Seri feels like prime Rossi. It reminds me a lot of, to a degree, like Yuzuki Aikawa getting to do the Poi Ranger shows before her debut.
Mhm.
It's kind of like this is my big one. Like this is the one. You know, he's put so much effort into hyping Seri. It's something that I don't think a lot of promoters do anymore. Like she's getting more hype than some companies give their main event talents. You know, like they have for months now been like Seri is the one. Seri is the one. And now you give her a public workout. You let her debut her gear early. You give her allegedly the number 18 in your
Yeah.
roster thing, and you debut her against Mariah in Oat Award. You know, that is very much Takumi debuting at Sumo Hall as the big rookie against Mako. And obviously we know what Takumi Rojo went on to do, you know, a protege of the
S-
Chigusa Nagayo.
So you're telling
So
me you're telling me that Seri's gonna go and go and join Wave
yes.
or Diana? I think
Um,
Diana's maybe a bit more.
maybe. But
Who,
you know,
who's
I
she a
do
protege of Gami?
imagine. But I do think it's like really interesting to see him do all this, and you can tell like he's gonna book her like crazy. I would be shocked if she's not a
Style,
finalist
yeah.
in the Dreamstar. Fully surprised.
I, I, yeah. I mean, I could see her doing some big things if I'm being honest. Within a year, which
Mhm.
and that'll be interesting. Uh, I do find it. I do wonder if like you'll like her because early on she
Yeah,
looks like she likes techers, and I
it's
like techers.
interesting
And it's
because
funny because I mentioned I joked that like oh Gami protege, but it's like She did a couple holds that Gami used to do.
Yeah, oh yeah. Fudagami
Yeah.
was an Arjan. Um, you know, the thing with her is people complain about WWE a lot. WWE currently in their system has two amateur wrestlers and on like
Mhm.
NXT Level Up who are really, really good at mixing pro wrestling with amateur wrestling. They have that gold medalist, Tyra Mensah
Yeah.
stock, and they have Kendall Gray. And it's like if Seri can work like them, where it is really interesting stuff, I think she'll get by just fine. And honestly, if I'm Rossi, I'm asking for that gold medalist. I'm setting up a cool little match there with Tyra Mensah stock and his super rookie, because they do blend pro wrestling with the shoot stuff really, really well on Level Up. Um, so there's a lane there where I think Seri could do it, but yeah, I was never like super high on year one Utami, so I could see Sari being the same, where she has to really grow on me. So we'll have to
Yeah.
wait and see. But
Um,
I have accepted that she will be a big, big star. Like he's pushing her right out of the gate.
yeah. I'm interested in it because another thing, amateur wrestling is a different animal in Japan because Japan has judo, which is their
Yeah.
primary grappling discipline. Whereas like in America, uh, amateur wrestling is, like if you're going to like realistically, if you're going to join a grappling, I mean now jujitsu's popping off, but you get what I mean. Um, so it is a different style, and we'll see how she kind of like adapts to it because yeah, like I liked Year One Utami, but she leaned into the judo stuff because she had to, and I'm
Mm,
interested in how much Seri's going to lean into the amateur wrestling style. I think amateur wrestling also does kind of like lean itself, allow you to enter into the more shoot style pro wrestling
mm.
things than judo does necessarily. Uh, some wrestlers have been able to do it from judo, namely like Mako, right? But I am very interested in everything. And if she really likes Julia, and Julia gave her one piece of advice, and it was go to the snake pit or go, train with Hideki. I mean, like she could be really great from a foundational standpoint, along with the trainers that she will have in Marigold, like Fuka, who also have that shoot style background. So I think that she has all the tools from a you know technical standpoint. I'm really interested to
Yeah.
see if she can really capitalize on it.
All right. She's a real one as well. Stands up, plays with the camera. She's gonna be the one. It's crazy. Also in the news, Marigold announced that they will be doing a New Year's Dream Rumble on the Oat Award show with participants from other organizations. I would imagine LPWX features there.
Mm.
Um, Potentially you get some Marvelous stuff so that they can play off Bozilla and her feuds with like Sakuya and Iroha maybe. And that's about it. I'm not expecting anyone else really. But who
Mia
knows? Maybe,
Momono,
maybe.
where are you?
Under lock and key. She's double
I
champion
can
now.
I can
You're,
see
you're not
like
you're not pinning her.
I can see like a Diana wrestler showing up or something. Like I could see a couple
Mm,
smaller promotions.
maybe
Um,
Senjo. I don't know if Senjo are too in with Stardom though.
that's kind of the interesting thing is that I wonder how much that matters really. Uh, because I mean
Depends.
like I mean Marvelous just did a match with Stardom at the fucking Comic Con. The
But yeah, but
fuck?
they were
They're like
separate things.
drilling into my goddamn wall. The fuck doesn't
That's
matter.
crazy.
Yeah, sorry.
They
Let's
were
continue.
separate event. They were separate matches though.
Well, they were all but like they were hanging out. You know what I mean?
Of
They
course,
did
but
photo ops.
still
Well,
separate
I didn't see
matches.
the matches. Yeah,
Okay.
but point
Um.
being, I think I wonder how much it matters for like a Senjo, because on commentary they've talked about how Sendai and Marigold do have a positive relationship. How Mako and uh,
Well, they did
Rossi.
give her Ray a set though. They
That's what I mean. That's where it
facilitate
stems
that.
from.
Yeah.
Is Sunny made sure everybody knew that it's like we are still cool with Sendai girls. This was amicable. So I don't know. Get
What
Manami in
are
there.
on a scale of 0 to 100? What are the chances of a WWE wrestler being in it? And why is it -5?
Yeah, I was gonna say like a 3.5 maybe.
Yeah, like there's
Um,
no way.
what's Kyrie doing that weekend? I mean,
Losing.
is she willing to is she willing is she willing to buy her own ticket? Because I
Yeah,
don't think Rossi's paying no money to get Kyrie in his Rumble.
he would probably put Julia there, but she's probably going to be NXT Women's Champion, so I don't think they'll let her.
Yeah, and I don't
Yeah,
think I think if he was getting Julia, he would put her in like an actual match, even
probably.
if it was
Yeah.
like a big tag.
Well, we'll see. I expect this will be like the only undercard match. I think they'll just do like throw Bozilla and stuff in here, and then go straight into Seri and
The
Mirai
big
and
ones.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe a tag match. But then don't think they'll do Rhea Seto versus Kumo Minami or something as an
Yeah,
opener. I think
probably
they'll just
not.
go straight into this. But yeah, that is that. Um, on to the reviews. Marigold ran 2 shows. The first one was on the 7th of December in the 176 box. This was allegedly a sold out 356 fans, and it did
It
look
was a
full.
yeah, it was a
Yeah,
pretty
didn't sound
lively.
full because Osaka crowds suck, but
Yeah,
it looked
but
full.
yeah, yeah.
In the opener, Flying Penguin and Hummingbird beat Naho Yamada and Rhea Seto in 6 minutes. This is fine. You know, they all did
Hmm.
things. Hummingbird again still only does 3 things, but they look slick. So progress, maybe.
Yeah. Flying
Um,
Penguin did not look as bad as she did first time around. I mean, she's not great, but she didn't look as bad.
they should have played into the fact that Flying Penguin and Naho both sing their way to the ring. They should have made a
They
big
should have
deal
had a
of that.
fucking battle. They
They
should have
should
had a
have.
riff off.
They should have a singles match over who is better singer. I think.
This
Um,
is what Stardom and Showcase should have been. Fucking
yeah,
singing competitions.
maybe. Um, our next match was Misamatsu beating Kazuna Tanaka and Komo Minami in 7 minutes. And I thought this was good. It was really good 3-way action. Everybody kept up. Everybody did well. And yeah, another sign that Komo Minami has improved, considering she kept up with not only Misa, but also Kazuna Tanaka.
Yeah. I kind of skimmed through this one, but I did see stuff I liked, so
Yeah.
I was happy.
Bozilla beat Victoria Yuzuki in 8 minutes with a power bomb. They kind of worked this for comedy for the first half, and then kind of got a bit serious, and it was fine. They were obviously holding a lot back. I mean, this is a match that you do properly on a bigger show.
Yeah.
They were just kind of doing it to fuck around.
I do
But
think
yeah,
they kind of protected it in that way.
they did.
That
Yeah.
it's like Yuzuki's like, damn, I can't beat you. The fuck? Why am I here? It like kind of like doing the
Mhm.
um that sort of underdog story, and then that also prevented it from just being a slog of Bozilla beating the fuck out of her for 6 minutes, and
Yeah.
Yuzuki getting a 10-second comeback. I felt like it by them doing evasive comedy type work where Yuzuki's getting out of the ring, she's like, yeah, you fucked up my back, bro. I don't want to be in there. Like I think it all worked to create a fun, if albeit simple and not particularly memorable match, but I thought it was good enough.
All right. Chiaki and Nagisa Nozaki beat Naoya Ishikawa and Utami Hayashishita in 11.5 minutes. This is just a win for the Dark Wolves to build
Yeah.
them up for the tag title match.
Now Ishikawa, there was some good stuff with Now and Nozaki. I
Yeah,
felt like, uh, yeah, Now's a good underdog, obviously.
yeah,
Shocker.
definitely. In the main event, then, Mai Sakurai, Mirai, and Mila Grace beat Koki, Miku Ono, and Natsumi Shozuki in 15 minutes when Mila Grace got the win over Shozuki. Afterwards, she challenged for the Superfly Championship on the Shinjuku Face show in a couple of days. Did you watch the promo?
I did.
Okay, what do you think of Mila Grace's accent? It is strong, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
The
yeah.
crowd was baffled. She's like, "I want that Superfly belt," and they were like, "Yeah, yeah,
I mean, like it's very funny because hearing because like obviously the majority of Japanese people in like a Japanese wrestling audience doesn't know English, but it's
Mm,
always funny when there's like an accent.
yes,
Because then they're like, "Oh, I have no idea." Like, I remember Moxley showed up and he was, like, slurring his words because he just went through a death match, in it was against Despy, and he was just like, "Oh, man, and it took," and everybody's like, you could see people kinda, like, leaning in, like, "I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about."
yeah,
And I
pretty
felt
funny."
very similar here because I didn't understand what she kidding, I knew what she was saying. I knew what she was saying, but very
Yeah,
strong accent, yeah.
she's a proper Northern Irish one. It's insane how different the accent is up there to like here. Um, even though
The
it's
damn
only 2 or 3
Protestants.
hours. I know, right? Um, Yeah, I thought this was a good match. I thought the Myla Natsumi stretch was good. Honestly, I thought the Mai Sakurai Aono stuff was promising. I think they're escalating like as they
Mm.
get closer to their match. It's very Julia. It's very Julia. Like as they get closer to the match, they're just gonna get more and more disrespectful. Because Mai Sakurai was just like slapping her, and she was like throwing these kicks while Iono was stuck in the ropes, and then Iono was like, "All right, I'm gonna fuck you up back." Um, so yeah, they're like really interesting with how they're like building that one up as we approach the match.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I feel like Aono's in a strange spot. Uh, I feel like her hype's died a little bit. Um, and I'm excited to see her kind of like get that back, sort of thing. You know, because I
Yeah,
don't think Aono's the strongest house show wrestler.
no,
Uh, which for
definitely not.
Marigold is very difficult because it's not like they have a ton of important shows. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, so I'm interested to see like if she can presumably finish her run strong with the white belt.
All right. That was that show. The next show was on the 8th of December. This is in Tahara. This looked full. They haven't announced the number though, so I don't know. But it looked like another well-attended event. In the opener, Komo Manami and Victoria Yuzuki beat Hummingbird and Rhea Seto. Um, this match proved to me that Victoria Yuzuki is firmly a workhorse now. I think she can work down the card and she can work up to the Utamis and Mirais of the world. I think she now is one of the more versatile and useful wrestlers that they have because her and Rhea Seto, like she did last week with Naho Yamada, just had a really, really good finishing stretch. Like she gets the best out of these wrestlers lower down the card.
Yeah, I agree. I really like this match. Her and Rhea especially, I thought Yuzuki did well against. Well, actually, I say that it's because they kind of did a split match where it was Komomo versus Hummingbird and then Yuzuki and Rhea. So it's not like there was. Doesn't matter. I thought both of them were very good. I thought Hummingbird cooked despite still only doing 4 moves. I thought that she did everything well and it was all well timed. It was well placed and fun. Her money clip is killer. Poor Komomo Minami had to deal with that. I also didn't know. I don't know if this is a new thing. I'm sure it's not, and I just didn't notice it. I did not know that Komomo Minami really wants to be Bobby Tyler. Um, I didn't know she hit that move. Uh, but that's cool.
Yeah,
Good for her.
that looked good.
I'm sure she had like I'm sure I did know. I just like kind of forgot. Um, and she hit it well here.
Yeah,
No, that's what it was. She just did it very poorly. Now she hits it better. True
that's
Bobby
good.
Tyler disciple. But
I
yeah,
was
good
literally
match.
just thinking about Bobby Tyler earlier today because I was like, she does not exist in WWE canon. Like, she doesn't even
She
get
just does.
level up reps.
No, she does like Instagram videos, like promos.
Oh,
That's it.
that's
Her
not
and Robert
fun.
Stone.
Ew.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh no, man.
Very sad.
Put her in the goddamn Rumble.
Yes, please.
Get her
We
over
need Bobby
here.
Tyler back. Let's see what else was on the show. Natsumi Suzuki beat Kazuna Tanaka in 8.5 minutes.
Need to talk about this
Um,
match.
I didn't watch it because I know Kazuna got stretched out after, which is they are really playing with fire with her long-term health, but they seem to know that because they pulled her from the next show at the very
And to
least.
be fair, while I have long been the person saying, "Hey, don't put her in there," and I still believe that. I still think that it was pretty negligent. Um, I will say that this is kind of a wrestler thing because the match was very good. I really liked it. I thought it was a fun just match overall. I think they clicked really well. And if you don't want to watch it because of the injury, I will explain that the injury came because Kazuna hit a German suplex, bridged up, and the bridge fucked up her back. So it's interesting because like I don't know, you get worried. You watch like an Anai type of injury with her neck where she gets dropped on her head and it's like it she kind of falls wrong and it's just a mess. Um, and it's like damn, like wish we could have prevented this. And I think in this instance, you could have, because if you're getting hurt from a bridge, from you doing a bridge, uh, while bridges are very difficult, and I know because I did amateur wrestling, I hate bridges. They fuck up your back. They hurt a lot. But if you are a pro wrestler and you hurt your back on a bridge so severely that you can't get back up, um, that's very concerning.
Hmm.
So she shouldn't have been wrestling because, like, you know, it was really hard because the match was very good and I was very happy with it. And then she hurt her back on a move she did. You know what I mean? Like I
Mm.
said, it was her bridging up in a German suplex. That's what ended up fucking it up. Um, and what do you do there? You know what I mean? Like it's hard.
Mm.
You take her off the show because it's like when I don't know. I'm not a pro wrestler, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, big revelation. I'm not a pro wrestler, but I do think when something that simple can make it so that I imagine her back just seized up. Frankly,
Probably. I mean, I don't know. She's working with the brace, so I feel like it's a lot.
yeah, I think that's what I mean is that's like it wasn't like it was like a an impact sort of thing. I think her back just like I don't know. I'm just kind of like spitballing here, but it was really a shame because you don't want to see that happen, especially to a young wrestler,
Hmm.
but to any wrestler at all. And it was also a shame as a from a sadistic standpoint. It's also a shame because it was a very good match. You know, what I mean, maybe not
Right.
sadistic, but from a
Selfish.
inconsiderate standpoint, yeah,
Yeah.
it was a very good match. And I mean, you could see it on Kazuna's face, like she started crying immediately when she realized she couldn't continue. Um, and when they just had Shizuki just hit her with her finish and take it home. Um, so yeah, it was a shame. Really, really hate to see it. Wish they had not kept running her in these positions, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not usually one of the safety police, but I think if you
Hmm.
are working in a back brace that young, you probably do need to consider her long-term health, especially when you've already gotten an eye with her neck problem. You have a lot of people getting hurt kind of up and down the card. You really need to start keeping people healthy, or this becomes a bigger problem down the line. Um, but I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I definitely feel like they would do better. They should do better for her because she's
Hmm.
somebody they're going to need for a long time to come.
And I don't know. It's difficult because I also think about the individual, and I think about being the daughter of Minoru Tanaka
Yeah.
and Yumi Fukawa, and feeling not even pressure
But
from them
I feel like
necessarily.
as Fukawa's kid, especially, she would be
Yeah.
aware because injuries ravaged her as well.
Yeah.
I feel like she should be the first person to say, "Hey, you need to slow down."
No, I agree. I mean, hell, her favorite wrestlers, Yumi Kurihara,
Urahara, yeah, she also got
who
a
also,
fucked up back.
yeah, like this is I don't know. I wish she didn't even wrestle this match. I wish she had been taken out like a week ago or two
Yeah.
weeks ago at this point. Um, and like I said, I think like the way she got hurt scared me
Hmm.
because it's one thing if she took an apron power bomb, then it's like yeah, with a back brace, that's gonna yeah that's pretty liable to fuck you up. But it's like she just did a bridge,
Yeah,
and those hurt. Like those are hard to do, but you shouldn't be getting hurt doing a bridge.
definitely. I agree. Um, The match after that, though, was Bozilla beating Naoya Ishikawa in 9 minutes. I assume this was a one-sided squash mainly.
Oh, did you not watch this?
No, I only got to squeeze in 2 matches.
You told me to watch this.
Yeah, because I didn't, so you should.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I watched most of it. Then my internet started not working, and then we had to record. So, I watched most of it. Bozilla fucking was beating the fuck out of homegirl. I'll tell you that. It was pretty fun. I like the dynamic here. But like I said, I didn't get to like finish it. So I don't
okay.
have like a full comprehensive thought on it. But it was fun for what I saw.
Well, that's all right. Let's see. Interesting note actually. They Bozilla posted a poster for the New Year tour. It's called New Year's Golden Garden through February, and
Ooh, I
Sareee
like
on the
that.
poster.
She's on the poster.
So yeah, it would appear even if she loses, Sareee will still be around after Ota Ward.
Which
Wait for
I
this to
figured
quit.
to at least some degree. I didn't think it was going to be a hard cut. Now
Yeah.
I'm looking at that poster. What the fuck is Rhea Seto wearing? She has new gear?
Um. Maybe it's a tease for one of the big shows.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just Um, the match was checking Yuzaki beating Miko no Naho Yamada. 13 minutes. I didn't see this one. Um, I really checked out what I thought would be important too, like title stuff.
for,
So
for like this all came like a couple hours.
yeah, I checked
Oh,
this morning. I was up and back and it was up. So yeah, there you are. Disconnect or did you disconnect yourself?
I disconnected myself because it was being fucking
It is still fucking.
motherfucker.
All right, you're back now. You're fine. You
Okay,
just had to yell.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Luckily, we're almost done.
yeah. Our main event was Mai Sakurai, Mirai, and Mila Grace beating Koki, Misamatsui, and Utami Hayashishita. Mila got the win once again for her team when she beat Misa, and for some reason they played Mirai's theme, and that is furthering my assumption that Mirai is in fact an egomaniac and nobody likes her. So I'm
She's
gonna
the
start calling
Sami
her Mirai
Zayn.
Hogan.
Oh,
Sami Zayn. That's good.
that's like it's like wait a minute, that's what. But yeah, it's actually really funny. I didn't see this match either. But I saw Tommy in the main event, and early in the show, I saw her dad at ringside.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, it's like kind of like a homecoming type thing. And she lost. And I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Because yeah,
it was a big
her
occasion.
dad was sitting next to the 0-1 guy.
He did
Very nice.
commentary. They did commentary live in the building over this match. So,
Oh,
like, yeah, they were yelling like AAA, where it was like chance,
that's
chance,
awesome.
chance, and
Yeah,
yeah, it added a certain vibe. But
I love
it
that.
wasn't a great match. I think you could tell everybody was a bit half step because they were like, nobody cares who Tommy is, the homecoming king. Like, they're happy. So it didn't really kick into gear until Milo was like, okay, I have to do well and win. So yeah,
But yeah,
um,
I found that interesting.
yeah,
Um,
that
yeah, that's it.
was that.
It's Marigold. Oh,
Um,
preview.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
Big
I
show.
know. Um, I pulled this up on my phone because it's easier to use the website on mobile for some reason. So I don't know. Um, so they have one show this weekend. I believe it is on the 13th in Shinjuku FACE,
Woo!
and the opener is Rei Sato versus Komomo Minami versus Yuki Minami. Um, yeah, they'll
Ooh.
probably continue the Komomo Rhea 50-50 stuff there.
I don't know. It's not like super 50-50 no more. I feel like Komomo's getting that number.
Kind of, but that's a good reason for Rhea to win. Unless they could do Yuki Minami. I know she was kind of beefing with a few people. Maybe they're going to build her up slightly for a match.
Potentially. We'll see. I'm
Yeah.
interested in that for sure.
Yeah, I could see one of the other Gravure girls coming out after this, maybe, and announcing their debut. Because they were
Mm.
announced for, like, alongside Seri last month as passing their protests. So has to
How do
happen
you feel
soon.
about Seri's gear?
I like it. I think it's good. It's unique. It's not the standard wrestling gear. It's
I, I
just very
like
showy.
I like the vibes of it, but then when I like
Yeah,
look at it too long, I think it looks kind of a lot.
that is fair.
Um,
It is a lot.
but I like that it's kind of like inspired by a singlet, but it looks cool.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, sorry, I'm going through the Twitter so I can find the matches for this
Oh
show.
yeah, no, that's why I went to the website. The Twitter
Yeah,
is awful. Um, we have Bozilla and Misa Matsuri taking on Nao Ishikawa and Hummingbird, and that is going to be a Bozilla win.
yeah. Bozo and Misa is an interesting tag team.
It is. They're usually like pairing off in matches, but
Yeah,
pairing them
but I
together.
guess Dark Wolf is challenging, so they can't really
That is
have
true.
Bozo there.
Um, we have Utami Hayashishita, Koki, and Victoria Yuzuki taking on Mikure Ono, the returning Chika Goto, and Naho Yamada.
Fuck yeah.
Um, one of them is gonna pin Naho, but this will be a very good preview for Gochika versus Koki.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for Gochka to be back. That's a big boy for me. I'm very excited about that. And I just generally think this looks like a fun match.
Hmm.
Especially Shinjuku FACE. I feel like there's gonna be a vibe to it.
Sure.
Naho's in there. I think
More
I think
Naho
Ko
Yuzuki stuff, please.
yeah, I was gonna say I think Yuzuki might beat Naho. Since I imagine they like make it official that she's challenging Shizuki on this
Oh
show.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think probably Yuzuki over Naho, but I do think everybody in this match is very good.
Okay.
And this should be a lot of fun, especially in Shinjuku Face where there's like a vibe, you know what I mean? That Achika, Kochika, Gochika is gonna go hard in Shinjuku Face.
Oh my goodness, yes. Um, the next match is the Superfly Championship. Natsumi Suzuki defends against Myla Grace. Um, I am glad this is happening. I think it could probably steal the show if it wasn't for the main event. um, but I do think they'll do well and get V4 for Shozuki.
Yeah, I'm not sure how confident I am in Mila as a singles wrestler, but she has been improving a lot as a tag wrestler. So I'm definitely willing to give her the benefit of the doubt here. Um, this should be a little fun match. I'm interested to see how their styles clash, sort of thing. And yeah, I'm happy Mila's getting a title shot before she presumably leaves within a month or two.
Hmm. Um, let's see. Then we have the Twin Star Championships. Mirai and Mai Sakurai defend against Nagisa Nozaki and Chiaki in what would be defense number 5. I see a title change here. I think they're going to switch to the Dark Wolf Army, um, probably for a short reign.
Hmm.
But I could see them cheating to win as well. I think
Yeah,
you might see Bulldozer debut and like cheat to win.
that'd be really cool.
Um, because Bulldozer has kind of been like, oh, I'm like have news, I have something going on, and she's pictured backstage with all the Marigold people a lot. And you could probably have her like as the pin eater for the Dark Wolves.
Yeah, but she hasn't
So
passed her protest because isn't she still technically like isn't she considered a trainee?
I think they did, and they just kept it secret, so it would be kayfabe that she like gate
That'd be
crashes
interesting.
maybe.
I think
That's
what would
just
be more
something I.
interesting is if Bozilla recruits Misa Matsui into the Dark Wolf Army on the show, and Misa helps them cheat to win. No,
Hell yeah.
that would be wild to turn Misa this early, but it would be something. I don't know. I think Misa fans are waiting for something to happen with her, and if you're waiting for something to happen, it usually means the wrong thing's gonna happen. So, uh,
That's true.
yeah, she might turn, or Bozilla could just help them, or they could just cheat on their own merit.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm cool with them winning the belts. I think it'd be cool. Uh, I do wonder how Chiaki's gonna do in that role. Um, as one of the only champions in the company, one of the 5, well 6 because the GHC. But I wonder if they see her there yet. But like you said, it could be a short reign, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I think Bulldozer is further along than we think because she's been pictured training and like Fuka posted about it and stuff. So yeah, I think there's a chance. Um, what's after that? I keep going to the
I
laptop
mean,
because I'm used to recording or what looking there. So the main event, the Marigold World Championship. Sareee defends against the returning Nanae Takahashi in what will be Saree's second defense of the belt. Um, yeah, I mean, we know Sareee is retaining here. The big match
mhm.
for Oak Award is Sareee versus Utami. Nanai can probably do something else, maybe involving LPWX, maybe involving the Twin Stars, but they're probably not going to do a Nanai world title defense against Utami on that show. So yeah, I mean, we're all just looking at this as like a great match. Like they really just have to
Yeah,
deliver on what they teased in the Dream Star.
yeah, and looking at Nanai's shape, right? How she's doing post neck injury. I like that Sauri kind of stipulated it and was like, I'm not even gonna try to hit her with the uh Uranagi because, like, frankly, I don't mind if she hits her with the Uranagi,
Mm.
if Nanae is comfortable with that. But I think her saying that makes it so if she does hit it, she's the biggest heel in the world, and if she doesn't, then it's cool. You know what I mean? And then it's like, like if Nanae's comfortable with getting hit with it again, then Saree's the devil. But if Nanae isn't, and I wouldn't blame her, then she just doesn't have to hit it because she said she wasn't going to hit it. So I think that sets up an interesting Pandora's box there. Um, and yeah, I just really like this match. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping Nanae is ready and you know able to really deliver here because obviously that neck injury we've heard that it was pretty rough and that's worrying. You know what I mean for an older wrestler like Nanae. So I'm hoping that she's able to come in, deliver a good match and leave unscathed, all things considered.
It's fair. Um, yeah, I mean, I think the injury definitely looked bad. And then I was obviously doing crazy good work beforehand. So
And Sareee got a lot of shit for it too.
she did, yeah. I like that. I like though that she and others have turned it into a kayfabe thing. Like that is pro
Mm.
wrestling to a T. Like I don't want you shying away from it. Do what she has done and be like, yeah, my finisher will fuck you up. And have Nagisa Nozaki be like, yeah, she hit me with it and it really hurt. That's what wrestling is
I know that
supposed
was
to
a
be.
that was a crazy video where Nozaki's like, I was thinking about it. That's like if I had taken it a little bit wrong, I would have just died. Huh?
Yeah, it's pro
Ain't that
wrestling.
something? It's like, yeah, but I mean that's like half of pro wrestling moves, frankly,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But also kind of fortunately because that's kind of the point. Um, but yeah, no, I think people underestimate the importance of the Uranagi in Joshi wrestling too, but that's all in our discussion. And I am excited for Sareee moving forward. I'm starting to kind of wonder if she just keeps the belt.
I don't think so. I have a plan for next year's Marigold that I see panning out, but I think it depends on one very key move that obviously we don't know if it's going to happen yet or not. But I do believe that Utami will win the belt and will defend it in January 26th versus Mayu Iwatani. That is my
January
yeah.
26th.
I think no, January 26th, 2026.
Oh, okay.
I think Utami wins the red belt, holds it for a year. Mayu wins the Dream Star next year and challenges Utami, and you run basically one of your bigger matches. Um,
That'd be based.
so that's kind of my current
Alternatively,
idea. And you can also do Utami, Mirai then at whatever their big summer show
sure.
is. So I think
But
that's fitting.
alternatively, Sareee and Mayu team up and do a Crush 2000 run.
I wish. I wish. There's not a chance.
Cinema.
But that's why I think Utami wins, and that's why I think Sari wins here. So yeah, but this could be one of the best matches of the year
Um,
if they deliver.
uh, Scott sent a
He sent it twice.
an audio clip
Oh, it's
of
audio.
Solo. Yeah, this one's audio, so it just started playing of
What
Solo
does the
Sokola's
audio
theme
say?
song.
Ah, that's beast. Okay, I love Solo Sikoa. He's really funny.
I
But yeah,
love you, Solo. I
dude,
like it.
if WWE fans were still rebelling, that would be the most over shit in the
I don't
company.
know how it
Like,
isn't. It's the coolest thing ever.
Because the WWE fans are in on it now and they're into it. But if this was like 2019 when everybody hated everything, they would be like, "I love you, Solo" during random matches, and it would be incredible. But no, we have to have good wrestling.
Ugh.
Sick. But yeah, all right, that's the show. We will be back next week to discuss the Stardom House show. It's probably not in depth. Look forward to whatever's happening the following week, and obviously we will do a review of the Shinjuku FACE event for Marigold, and hopefully know a bit more about the Cork and that they're running in a few weeks because they have nothing for that, and you kind of need it to do well because that's one of your key times to sell tickets. Um, but yeah, that's that. Time to close the show.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
Usually you have something to say, but
I'm kind of brain broken right now.
all
I'm
right,
not really. But yeah, thanks for listening. I hope this was better audio than last week because I was pretty down and out last week, and I'm also down and out this week. But I had some things to be excited about this week.
Stardom was good.
So
And
yeah,
Marigold.
Stardom had some good stuff, and Marigold I enjoyed for the most part. I don't watch all of it, but I liked it.
Well, Marigold has
So
Nanae, sorry, so that's all we needed.
and I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm excited for the Shinjuku FACE shows.
Mm.
Frankly, like that's awesome. Shinjuku FACE is the home of pro wrestling.
No, it's not. That is at Itabashi Green Hall.
Yeah, all right, that's true.
Yeah.
I like
All right.
I like the Cinema Club though. Back in the day, I
Oh
preferred that
yeah,
one.
yeah. The
Cinema Club
JWP
was my
spot.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yes. If you want to stand, you may stand. If you want to sit, you may sit. Believe today, shine tomorrow. You decide what you believe in.
Stay golden, baby.
Ijo. We got there in the end.